this!
And now, welcome back, guys, to another session of the new Let's Play Team Fortress 2. And in this segment, covering another one in the defensive group, this here is the Demoman, who specializes in purely explosive weaponry. So, in this case for the Demoman, since he is pure explosive, that means that there's going to be a lot of spam involved. Such as me spamming into that point with the use of my grenade launcher. Oh, that was a nice hit. And also with the use of his sticky bombs to lay down traps. It can also be used like offensively as well by just going like spamming it several times over like that. Or to wait for that scout to walk up this way. Or going after a completely different target. Oh. Oh shit. Knee. Way to go, way to be a killjoy. Anyway, so yeah, already off the bat, I just demonstrated the sticky bomb. How several times over I had like targets just walk right up into the sticky trap. So a lot of people think that you know, just using sticky bombs just for defensive purposes, that's what pretty much labels them as a defensive class, right? Actually, no, because it is actually used very offensively. In fact, considering how much DPS that this guy can dish out, he's probably much arguably the highest like DPS guy, like in most situations, since he has like high burst damage. Oh, ah, shit. Man, geez, that scout's like doing a lot of cleanup work. This is no good.
Congratulations. We have been awarded additional time.
Yeah, there was nothing else I can do about it. So yeah, anyway, the grenade launcher is pretty good, as it can turn out to be used as a very spammy weapon by just lobbing it around corners, since it can just bounce right off like that. But also a very nice thing about it is that normally in a lot of weapons in TF2s, like the further that the projectile or bullet that travels, it has like fall-off damage. So in this case for the pipe bombs here, is that if it lands a direct hit, no matter what the distance, it'll always do full damage. So whether used for spamming purposes, or to land direct hits, like that, can make it for very powerful. And of course, sticky bombs. Having to lay down in a group like this, to do high burst damage of sorts. And people often use this, it seems to be the more, like, reliable, like, explosive weapon. Since it can at least land right down on the ground, it can use just, like, whenever.
Additional time has been awarded.
You're a spy, aren't you? Yep, you're a spy. Oh, please. There. Another nice thing I could do, which I failed at, was sticky jumping. Which, to my experience, seems to be doing, which is like a lot more damaging compared to like, say, like doing like a rocket jump. Okay, I think he's none the wiser. Ah! Okay, the grenade roll got it. Go, Pyro, go! Nice. Yeah, so yeah, considering that the Demoman is purely an explosive class, that means that he has no hit scan weapon to his name, so having to really like rely on predicting, like, you know, landing your pipes on targets, you know, is making the enemy walk right into your stickies and somewhat, can be proven difficult, since you have to learn, you know, like the arc of the, you know, like lobbing the grenades, or even using the sticky bombs to doing things such as that. Oh yeah, a nice little bit of tidbit is that you can actually charge up the shot with your sticky bombs to make it go even further by just holding left click. So yeah, it's good. It takes a bit of predicting involved in order to get this class down, and once you do, my god, you'd be just wrecking everyone's day. Actually, a little bit of a weird thing that you can do on this map is try to hug up against this wall somehow. You can actually stand on it. Well, it's kind of finicky.
3, 2, One.
And of course you have your standard melee. Pretty much is that anytime that you're really like confronted with another class who's doing melee against you, that's pretty much your best option. Since if you try to like hit them with your grenade launcher up close, it'll inflict like self damage and such, so it's pretty much like a safe option to do that. Trying to check my back here. I don't know where our team's at.
The control point is being captured.
Then again, it's gravel pit. Nobody defends A at all. Apparently, I'm the guy that's trying to like give a damn. Spamming the choke point. Yay. Well, not really a choke point. Oh, smart pyro. Where'd he go? What the? Oh god. Okay, thank God for the sentry. Was able to save me there for a little bit. So yeah, when dealing with close encounters like that, just try to do a melee a little bit, although there might be some classes that can weapon heckle you, so that, you know, you have to like switch back and forth all the time. Most namely the scout, but we'll get to that in a sec. Or a little bit later. Yep. For some reason, I'm not really landing my hits.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
If I had known that about the scout, I thought he was going to take the wraparound. I was trying to fend him off our medic. See, like, doing, like, direct hits like that, just, like, 112 damage is just, like, wicked sick. Anyway, sticky jump. Oh, you got him. Where's he going?
Stand on the point, you git!
Oh, fuck, that's why. Ugh. I was wondering, why wasn't he healing me? And fucking embarrassing that I got shanked in the front. Like I said, spies don't do that. Use your revolver. I'm not going to get over that. Anyway, but that's enough about that. I seems to be a little bit of a lull in the action. Maybe we can go ahead and switch things up to... yeah, we might as well. So yeah, a dramatically different loadout for the demo. You would think that being an explosive class means that he's going to net some more explosive weaponry, right? Well, you're half right, except the majority of it, that what he got, is all melee-based stuff. And I don't know what that scout's doing up there. What? Nice. Anyway, to demonstrate what this here's the lock and load. So, if you can land your direct hits normally as with the normal grenade launcher, this is definitely the weapon in your favor. I mentioned before with the use of this weapon is that you know, I like to prefer like more like grenades to use to fire, which is I find that to be more reliable because apparently when you shoot and it doesn't hit anybody, it just immediately disappears. So you have to land like direct hits. It's much like the direct hit for the soldier. So in this case, this is the whole thing for the demo. Because with it, it has increased damage. But of course, you have to be careful when someone gets in close quarters with you, because it'll do increased self-damage. You were the guy that shanked me earlier. Would it be proven useful if I go ahead and charge it up against him? Probably not yet. Oh, I'm trying to save it. Well, wasn't able to get a straight shot at him. But I got him in one hit. That's cool enough for me. Okay, that's our guy. And then what I demonstrated here was a combination of two weapons, which is the Target and the Islander. So the demo, the other half of his unlocks, probably more than half, is all melee base sort of stuff, which is a bunch of shields and swords. And this to me was kind of like really off-putting, since it's really changing up the class in a way. So what we have here is that the shield provides some passive resistances, such as explosive and fire resistance, rather hefty amount actually. And also, recently down the line is that it also added the effect of like being immune to afterburn. And with the Islander, you start off with a lot less health, but in order to get your health back, it's that you need to get kills with this, which the soldier already took. But upon killing someone with this, you'll actually gain a little bit more health and more speed. And upon like collecting 4 heads in total, that means you'll get the maximum amount, so that you'll basically be a speed demon and a lot more tanky. So yeah, I'm not sure about whole like melee setup with the Demoman, since I'm never really able to pull it off quite well. But a lot of people seems to have a fondness for it. Alright. There. Where is he? Up. Thank you, medic, for being a demonstration. So I got it. I need to heal up first. Man, I'm landing my hits with this today. Actually, in general, I've been doing well with my projectile hitting anyway. There's a spy around here. Okay, apparently has us defended. Ah, shit! That spy ruined me. So yeah, the shield does have a charging mechanic, and when you charge with this, and when you get to the end of your charge and you swing your melee, you'll get a guaranteed critical hit. When in doubt, conga all about. Nobody cares. Da, 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 da. Conga, you are immune from being attacked. So yeah, I wouldn't know about rolling off with the melee stuff, since I don't normally do that sort of stuff. I just find the explosive weaponry just to be a lot more reliable. Although I have seen people who was able to pull it off a lot more better than I could, because for the life of me I can't get it down. It's just that whenever I'm in melee range, I'm always having like the worst luck, and I'm always get like focus fired like so hardcore, like I can't even describe. So yeah, yeah, there's no round critical hits. Also has an increased melee range. It's kind of hard to like really figure that one out. I haven't really been able to experiment, so let me try that. Okay, from like standing right here to where that spy is, it's pretty much the range. I can't tell with a normal melee though. Yeah, I'm having a good streak with the lock and load actually. I would recommend this, and it's also faster projectile speed. And it's only 2 shots. Yeah, that's sort of deal. But if you can land your direct hits, that's very preferable, I'd say. Alright, so, if you're the kind of guy who just does not really flat out care for, like, explosive weaponry at all, here's a flat out, just complete melee build right here, with the use of, Alibaba's Wee Booties, the Splendid Screen, and Persian Persuader. So with this, you don't have any kind of, like, ranged weapon at all to help you out. Instead, you're going to be easy prey to a scout. But in that case, it helped out. So anyway, Splendid Screen. It's a slightly different shield where it's not really as like... Ah, damn it. Well, in that case, Sentry's going to wreck my shit. Because I can't destroy it. So anyway, so yeah, with the shield, it's less resistance compared to like other shields. However, it deals a lot of like charging impact, because that's what most shields do, is they have like a bit of like impact damage. But this one heavily has a lot of impact damage, so What else? So, increased charge rate on impact. Charge impact, yeah. Oh, and impact damage at any range. Okay, so I'm guessing with other shields is that you have to be at the end of your charge in order for the impact to count, but this one could be any range. I haven't really noticed that before. Alibabas is on their own. It can be good if you're using mostly stickies. You can get like the health bonus out of that, and when paired up with like the shield, was it? Yeah, you'll have better turning control with the use of this. And Persian Persuader also increases the recharge rate of your charge with the shield. And all ammo is used as health. So seeing that you're doing a melee build entirely, you might as well get some like benefit out of that by equipping with this sword. Hi there. Let me go ahead and join them. So if you were to use the Persian Persuader on its own and haven't used explosive weaponry, you're going to run out of ammo very easily. Sillies. So if you were to use this on its own, you were going to run out of ammo pretty quickly, so it means you have to like... Actually, I don't even think like hugging dispensers will actually give you ammo back. I think the only way you can get ammo back is going to the supply closet back at spawn, so yeah. So you only get the most benefit if you're actually doing a pure melee build out of this. Now considering that there is a pretty hefty amount of like... Here, I'm going to fake them out. So with a combination of like the charging impact, as well as, you know, the crit hit with the sword, it netted me an easy kill on that pyro. No kidding. Okay, we already capped B, I just noticed. Maybe a loop around this way? Damn. Yeah, we'll go around this way, maybe. No, that's certain doom. I'm guessing there's a sentry up there. Damn, pyro. That's okay, I got more health from this ammo pack thing. Fake him out again. Damn it, he was out of range.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Oh god. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I don't roll out with melee builds such as this. This is more like a thing to just screw around with. At least ammo pickup will make it so that you can get more health sources that way. I cannot pick and choose my targets. And also the turning control on this is pretty, like, weird. However, there is another shield that will allow turning control to be a lot more easier. He's choosing to shank me. Ah, damn it! Ah, he was at 4 health. Fucking hell! Yeah, that's why I don't do melee builds. But, here, like I said there was another shield that we can equip. And yes, this will allow you to have full turning control, which is this here, the Tide Turner, the latest one within the game here. So, slightly bit more resistance compared to the Splendid screen. However, you have full turning control with this. And kills upon charging will refill 100% of your charge meter, which is nice. So, actually, let's go ahead and go back here a little bit here, and we'll just stick with Tide Turner right here. We'll probably use a different melee. Let's see. Actually, if we're just going to use a pure melee build, I'll actually go back to this. Because what I'll do is I'll go ahead and equip the Hafstatauchi. Alright, so I wasn't able to demonstrate this with the soldier per se, but the Hafstatauchi on the Demoman is a lot more favorable since, you know, he's like more equipped in the melee sort of builds. And seeing how that once you have this out, you can't change back, this is where this thing comes in, because you'll be able to get 100% of your health back upon kills, so you'll be able to live a lot longer that way. So now, let's see about trying to find someone to kill, despite the fact there probably is a sentry in the on the middle point. And apparently over there as well, so I can't go there. You know, I could be credit to team right now and actually like take care of sentries, because that is my main job. Bye-bye. Not who I meant to kill. I meant to get the medic, but, you know, whatevs. Oh, sentry's down. Oh yeah, random critical hit. Nope. Oh, what the crit? Okay. I ain't gonna have that. Alright, I'll get some sort of explosive weaponry. Alright, excuse me while I go ahead and lob this over into the nest. I'll show you what's what. Now, excuse me while I have a moment of fun. Hey medic, wanna dance?
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
God, even my teammates are killjoys more than the other team. Who knew?